The field forms over in turns 3 and 4. Here they come. The Toyota Pace Truck hits pit lane. 50 heart-pounding late model stock car laps of action coming your way. And green flag is out. We are racing here in Hampton. Here comes the field through turns 3 and 4. It's a hornet's nest from about 5th place on back. They're still stacked up 2 by 2.
And it's two of the rookies going at it. Riley Music gets into Cole Bruce. They're sideways in the middle of the racetrack. Danny Edwards catches a piece of that. So does Woody Howard. Caution is out, Brian, on lap 2.
Very early caution flag in the late model stock car race. We see Cole Bruce in car number 31 going around. Coming to the CorvetteParts.net restart zone presented by King Parts. As Jermaine mentioned, that could have been a lot worse. The green flag is out from chief starter Shane Snyder. All of the late model stock cars, all 17 of them, fire off into turns 1 and 2. It's Connor Hall versus the 55 of Mark Wirtz. They're neck and neck at him down the backstretch.
Yeah, Wirtz took the choose cone, went topside in the 55 machine. He's going to try to stretch his legs here over the 77. Connor gets a good jump off of 4 and now takes the lead. Wirtz is going to reload as he slots back in line in front of Greg.
Little contact, little bump between Mark Wirtz and Connor Hall. That's Saturday afternoon short track racing at its best. Mark Wirtz, he is hungry. Winless in 2024, but he has finished inside the top 5. We talked about how many second and third place finishes that driver has had. He will find victory lane at the pace he and his team are running. Just behind them is Greg Edwards in car number 21. But look at Mark Wirtz. He is trying to bring the heat right now as they work over into turns 3 and 4. Side by side as they run for position number 6 down into turns 1 and 2. Meanwhile, the white flag has been displayed to Connor Hall, making his final time through turns 1 and 2 down the backstretch. He started on the pole position and has led all 49 laps. Here he comes through turns 3 and 4. In his 7th start, he'll get his 7th checkered flag. Connor Hall wins again at home in Hampton. Connor Hall leading flag to flag. Here comes the battle for 6th spot. Woody Howard versus Casey Wyatt. Howard ducks down to the bottom of the racetrack. Wyatt will hold on to it.
Connor down here in victory lane talking things over with the crew and going to climb out for the 7th time this season, already a late model winner here at Langley. Possible a little bit of overheating issues. Talked about the warmer temperatures tonight. The car is spewing just a little bit of water as he pulled into victory lane. The 90-degree temperatures will do that, man. Win number 7 for car 77. Business as usual for the old Town Bank team, boys. How about it?
Yeah, that got very interesting. Around lap 25, I got in the gas really good, and it started sputtering. So I don't know if we burned up a coil wire, or what, but I felt like we were on 7 cylinders, and it was spitting and sputtering pretty bad. So we're going to take a look at it. Hopefully it's nothing major, and we can run the second one, but brand new motor, so we don't want to, risk it.
That's right, buddy. Anybody you want to thank on this race car?
Yeah, of course. We got Town Bank, Brennan Concrete, First Team Automotive, Shaver's Oil, Oasis Pools and Hardscapes, Colonial DJs, Viking Yacht Company, Release Marine Fighting Chairs, Harpoon Larry's, ATC Lawn Care Services, GSX Wraps, Let's Talk Trash, Burlington, North Carolina. There's just so many people who make this possible. My mom, my dad, girlfriend, Clayton, Bo, Brad, Cody, Matt. It takes a village, so very fortunate.
That's right, buddy. We'll keep an eye on the power unit issues and go at it again for race number 2. Congratulations. Connor Hall, your winner tonight for race 1, Brian, but a little bit of problems there for the 77. We'll have to keep our eye on things.
50 laps of heart-pounding late model stock car racing coming your way. Green flag is out. The weight services are underway. The late models are underway in turns 1 and 2. Three wide for position number 3. Riley Music stumbled in turn number 2. That opened the door for Casey Wyatt and Ryan Matthews to squirt by. Here comes the 21 of Greg Edwards. He's also going to try to get by. Meanwhile, a change for the lead. We've got car number 41, Woody Howard to the point. Dean Shiflett drop kick back to second. Meanwhile, they're stacked up 2 by 2 out of behind him.
Mark Wirtz following Connor Hall through the pack. Mark finished second in race number 1, so he started back on row 4. Now trying to make up for that lost track position. Danny's going to surrender the spot. Casey Wyatt going after the 72 of Shiflett down in turn 3.
Love seeing these cars under the lights as the air pressure continues to build in these tires. You see the sparks flying because the track has gone dark. At least the sunshine is no longer there. We are using our lighting system, and we can see the sparks flying, and eventually maybe even seeing some brake rotors as these drivers have to stand on the brakes as they try to woe those cars down in the turns. But nevertheless, sparks flying here as we watch Connor Hall in car number 77. He's already up to 5th here at lap number 9. Now he's going to work on Casey Wyatt of the 29 entry. Connor just so methodical, lap after lap, biding his time, and realizes this is a long race, relatively speaking. Right now, he is riding along the bottom of the racetrack, looking off of turn number 2, down the backstretch. This is a battle for 4th back in 3. Connor Hall coming off of 4th corner. Will bypass the 29 Ford Mustang to take over that position. Here comes the 55 of Mark Wirtz. Remember, Mark had a solid run earlier this evening, finished in the runner-up spot. He will also try to bypass Casey Wyatt. Mark Wirtz is trying to find himself now inside the top 5. Wyatt has the 5th spot. Wirtz trying to take it from him as they race back to 1 and 2. Danny Edwards riding on in position number 7. Big sparks there as they work down the back straightaway. And we see the double 5 Chevrolet coming off of turn number 4. Give the 5th spot. His spotter will say all clear as they work back to 1 and 2. Side by side, lap after lap. Danny Edwards versus Casey Wyatt. It just will not go away as we watch that battle continue to take shape. We're getting ready to see a battle for the lead. Here comes the points leader, Greg Edwards, versus Woody Howard, the Rob's Hauling Ford Mustang, in jeopardy of losing the lead to the Chevrolet. Here comes Greg Edwards, puts the nose to the inside of the 41 car, tries to stuff it down in there coming out of turn number 4. Indeed, he'll do so now. Here comes Greg Edwards on the inside of the racetrack. Woody Howard moves up a lane just a little bit, tries to get back in the throttle a little bit quicker to hold off Greg Edwards, but Edwards is not going to give up. Meanwhile, Woody Howard slams the door of the 21 car, trying to keep him at bay as they work lap number 22. Here they go, side by side. If they look in the rearview mirror, the next car behind them, guess what? It's Connor Hall. He is up to 3rd spot, and he is trying to run these two. See them continue to go side by side so he can quickly gain some ground. That lap, new race leader, Greg Edwards, 2 laps shy of the halfway mark, and you just barely saw Connor Hall in your frame on the right side as they work down the backstretch. There's still door handle to door handle coming off of 4.
And I imagine the 21 spotter is telling Greg, hey man, we got to go. The 77 is coming. So Greg, with a little bit of urgency in that Danny's Glass Camaro, makes the pass, turns 1 and 2. It's Woody Howard now running 2nd, and Connor Hall within a 2nd of our leaders, Brian.
Greg Edwards in car number 21. Woody Howard versus Connor Hall. Connor to the inside in turn 3 for the runner-up position.
Woody Howard is Greg Edwards' best friend right now. Greg is pleading with him, hey man, please do all you can. Keep him behind you. But Connor, so strong on the bottom of the racetrack, goes down to the apron, entering turn number 1, gets that car to turn, and look at him launch off the corner of the 77 Town Bank Camry, trying to make quick work of the Mustang and the 41. Yes, he does. Move Connor up to P2.
His last win this year came on April the 20th. He wants to defeat the young gun in Connor Hall and show him that the veteran can still defeat him and win at his home track. Countless wins and 6 championships for car number 21. Last year's champion, last year's NASCAR Division I champion is Connor Hall down the backstretch. Hall trying to get around Greg Edwards as they work back to turns 3 and 4. Adam, just 3 to go.
Greg's doing exactly what he needs to do. Just keep that car at bay. Hit your marks, Greg. You are a little bit quicker now as things stand, but Connor just persistently sticking the nose underneath the 21. That doesn't matter. Greg seems to like that 2nd lane as things stand right now. He's holding off the 77, and Connor is running out of time.
2 laps to go. Drivers watching on, trying to get the victory. There's their spotters overhead talking to their driver, trying to give them the best information they possibly can. We are coming to the white flag. 1 more lap to go here in Hampton. Connor Hall versus Greg Edwards. Edwards just barely across the line. Connor Hall sends it into turns 1 and 2. The back end wants to kick out as they come out of turn number 2. Edwards with the slight advantage for the final time in turns 3 and 4. Connor Hall and Greg Edwards makes contact. It's going to be a drag race at the line. Greg Edwards will barely defeat Connor Hall and get the win here tonight in Hampton as we see the spotters talking it over just ahead of us here in the tower. Greg Edwards will get his 3rd win of the 2024 season by just over a 1/10 of a second in a photo finish at the line. He barely defeats Connor Hall, but indeed he has dethroned the 77 car. Greg Edwards is going to be victorious, his 1st win since the month of April.
Race fans, let's hear it for your late model race 2 winner, Greg Edwards. If that wasn't worth the price of admission, I don't know what is, man. Put on a show with Connor Hall. That's the 2nd photo finish in the last month or so that Connor's been a part of, but Greg got up on the wheel, stood his ground, and earned win number 3 of the season. Took down the Goliath that is the 77 race team right now. He's going to get a cold drink of water. He has earned that one. After it's been a couple of months since they've been out of victory lane, man. Earned that one tonight, Greg. Put on a show. The fans loved it. We all loved it. Did you love it as much as we did? That looked like it was a little bit more hectic in the race car.
Yeah, I mean, I love that I had a chance. When Connor got there, I was just concerned, but they told me he was really free on the bottom, and my car could just keep the momentum enough where he couldn't commit to that pass, and I got to thank him for not running me too rough there. I mean, he could have easily probably bonsaied the corner and took us both out, but he didn't do that. A true professional. Man, it's just after last week, we got things a lot better. We're starting to turn it back around. Typically, I'm not very good in the heat. You know, the hot summertime, I used to do good at the beginning of the year and then good at the end. So we can get some momentum going for us, and maybe we'll be okay.
Yeah, you guys have been out of victory lane since April. It's got to feel good just to be back.
Yeah, of course. And to win it that way against who I feel by far is the best out here right now is Connor. That's pretty special to hang in there with him.
That's right, buddy. Anybody you want to thank on this race car?
Man, I got to thank the whole crew, but Danny's Glass. I got to thank Frontline Vapes, TJ Sports Tavern, JB's. Hold on, we got All North Carolina Real Estate. Here's my buddy J&J. He helped me out from time to time, so I really appreciate that from Bubba.
I will go. Congratulations to you, and go celebrate with your friends and family. Greg Edwards tonight, your winner in the late models. Brian, put on a show for the fans here in attendance and for all of us watching on Flow. That's going to wrap up Taylor Waste Service Race Night.